Well, hello there all you absolutely magnificent people, and welcome back to another episode of An Ecologist Plays. My name is Will, I'm an ecologist by training, as you may have guessed, and this is Towers of Aghasba, where we are back to try and restore this world to its former glory. So let's see what we are up to today. First of all, we are going to level up Midhaven to tier 2, because I do believe in one of these chests, I do have the cob we need in order to actually upgrade it. So let's just grab that. So cob just being a building material consisting of thatch and mud, and that's how you would make it in real life as well. So it's a nice mixture of that, and we of course are going to use that to now level up Midhaven to tier 2. I think it's tier 2. Let's have a look here. Yes, indeed, to tier 2. So let's turn that in, and yay! Finally. Okay, and we teleported and we got a cutscene. Oh, you want a hut for you and your wife? Somewhere to sleep at night? Well, here, take this. Here you go. Here it is. Take one of these. Oh, he's feeding all our tools to the gorge. Who's there? I told you I'm building what you need. I'm working on it. Oh, okay. Little apprentice? Did I build the whole village? No. Is it over? No, definitely not. When Luna offered me this role, of course I said yes. Of course I want to do something important. And be respected by all, Shimu. But there's so many requests every day. Lives depending on Ajit. Tell me something, little apprentice. Do you think you're supposed to enjoy what you do for a living? Well, I do think so. I definitely do think so. So old Ajit here feels that he's let down the tribe, his ancestors, and even sweet Kulkan. It's official. I resign as head architect. Go tell Hiluna the tribe must reach Midhaven tier 3 without me. Oh dear. Okay. Alright. Off to Midhaven. Now, apart from rebuilding Midhaven here, we are going to also have a look at our tropical ecosystem here, because I do believe there are some more interesting animals that we can actually find over there. First, let's go tell Hiluna what has transpired, because I think that may lead us to the quest to maybe start another village. Maybe a mining village. And maybe then we'll get some iron tools along the way there. Hiluna? Hello there. What's that, young one? Ajit has broken down and become hopeless? I should have seen this coming. He constantly assured me he was fine, but now I see. We must come together as Shimu and help our friend. I'm aware he's been less than gentle with you, young one. But he is in need, and this is our way. The Kulkan may know what Ajit needs, and we are now in charge of building Midhaven to tier 3. And yes, indeed, one of the requirements to level up Midhaven to tier 3 is a mining village. And apparently at the top of the Midhaven tower there, we can get that marker to establish the mining village. So it'll be a while before we actually upgrade Midhaven to tier 3, because we need to establish a mining village, help Ajit overcome his woes, help the Jubanga return to Aghasba. Oh, I'm looking forward to that one. And we need a lot of culture points here in Midhaven as well. Alright, and then we need more production buildings. Ooh, which production buildings have we missed out on? Oh, blacksmith. That we can actually build already. We're going to place that here by the carpenter. Or maybe not there. Oh, maybe here. Maybe here. I think we'll have the blacksmith right here. There we go. Et voila! So we've turned everything in, and there is our blacksmith now. Now, I do believe we can make new armor. Okay, yes, we can make cloth. Translucent. Oh, we need to start hunting some of the flying creatures for translucent ink. Okay, so we're going to need that, and we're going to need cotton. Because there we go, we've got the fine weave tunic. This is a new one that we can make. But it doesn't need cotton, so what is the cotton for? I don't know, but in any case, we can make leather as well. Okay, that is also cool. So leather we can make, that's going to help for this. So maybe by the next episode, I'm going to try to get the ingredients to actually make us a new set of armor, the fine weave armor set. But I think Midhaven has expanded into to this area here. Midhaven is expanding into my alchemy station. That's potentially a problem. Alright, it is now morning, and if we look right over here, this is of course our tropical ecosystem. So let's just look. There should be, I'm pretty sure I saw some new creatures around previously. Hopefully they are around now as well. Even if we can't see them yet, we do have the growth bud over here. We can just drop some amity in there as well. And this should grow a bit. Ah, looks like there's something right over there. There's a new creature for us. What have we got? This is... Ooh, what are you? Beautiful bird. Asgora. Oh, so this is kind of a very large version, like the alpha version of the Lugora. Not quite the alpha version, but the bigger species. You can see here, very, very peacock-like in appearance. So beautiful, beautiful colors. And also, if you listen carefully, if it does call, you can hear the peacock's call there. Also, wow, look at that. So forward-facing eyes must give it great binocular vision, so it has to judge distances, but it does give this Asgora a bit of a goofy look there, the binocular vision, but that is beautiful. It's one of the few animals that you will see around here that actually has got binocular vision. It's not a main prey animal, therefore, because prey animals will have their eyes located more to the sides of their heads, and that gives them more vision, or almost 360 vision. There we go, there was that peacock call as well. Now, the appearance here, you can see the casque on the head there. That, along with the feathers sticking out there with the orangish color with the black spots there. All of that also means it most likely is used in display, similar to a peacock's tail. Now, whether this is a male or female, I don't know. It most likely would be a male, but I think all of them do look this way. I don't think there is any sexual dimorphism here. So maybe both parties display to one another. It also looks like it does have some spikes there, porcupine-like quills on the flanks there and on the tail, most likely used as a form of defense then. So it's not completely defenseless, it's not massive in size. That means that, yeah, it probably does need some kind of defense against predators coming up from behind, the rough jaws, the swamp jaws, all those jaws, all those creatures. It most likely is feeding on fruit. Let's just check there. You feed on... Oh, you are carnivorous. That is interesting. Okay, it makes sense then that you don't need to have vision on the side of your head. You are a predator. They feed on animals and mushrooms occasionally, I guess, as well. And then also drink milk. Very, very interesting. Okay, so you are the carnivorous version of these Lugoras and the Juvor we had seen previously. Although they may also be completely unrelated. I mean, I say they're the predatory version of them, but they may be completely unrelated. As mentioned with those porcupine quills, the black and white color there, that's generally what I think of when I hear porcupine quills. Porcupine quills, though, I know at least in South Africa, people for some reason were under the misconception that if you threaten a porcupine, it's going to shoot its quills at you. Because it turns its back on you and then shoots its quills at you, and you're going to end up with quills in your face and your body all over the place. That is, of course, false. They will not shoot quills at you. They will turn their back on you, and then they will reverse towards you, and they will try to impale you with their quills. But they cannot shoot their quills. The quills will detach very easily, though. So if the porcupine does happen to back into you, they can then have that detach quite easily, and you will get stuck with a whole bunch of quills in your body, which is not a pleasant experience. They have barbs on there. They're difficult to pull out. They're really, really horrible. I thankfully have not had that happen to me, but I know of a few people and a few dogs that have ended up with it. And of course, leopards and lions, all kinds of predators can potentially have that. I've been running around here waiting for some of the larger inhabitants to spawn, but unfortunately, no luck thus far. Maybe a little bit later.
The next day.
I have just been climbing this tropical colossal tree over here to get some of these lovely tropical seeds up here to plant probably elsewhere, because we do need to. But yeah, we've got a pink bud. Oh, we need an iron shovel for that. Never mind. I remember now. We need an iron shovel for that. But I do believe, since we have grown the tree here, here we go, there's a tropical grand seed that we can harvest here. And that is marvelous. But I've also noticed two other things. The first one is right over here. We can actually deposit some amity with a bleeding heart over here, the growth bud. And there we go. It is now going to start growing. Get nice and big. And now in about an hour, we can actually deposit some more amity. But one last thing. Look at this. We've got another creature, and this is thus far the largest one we have encountered. It is the largest one in the tropical ecosystem. Interesting it can get this large in the tropical ecosystem, considering it would be quite a dense environment. But then again, you do get things like the African forest elephants and the Asian elephants in jungle environments. But this thing here being the leaf snout. Okay, so they love eating akogo fruits, corn, and carrots. Aha, okay. But I do believe next time we'll actually look at the leaf snout there that we have just found. For now, though, we are going back to Midhaven. We're going to go climb that tower, because we do need to go set up a mining village. And here we are back at Midhaven. Now, if I remember correctly, right at the top of this tower, there should be like a little lightning rod thingy, a little village marker we can grab. And then with that, we can actually go set up a new village. But here we go. The mining village marker. Now, of course, this is now our main objective, is place the mining village marker. And that needs to be placed in an arid environment. And it says that it's somewhere outside the Ishaya region. Now, if we look on our map, you can see here, this is the Ishaya region right over here. And the Anya Rise region over here kind of looks quite arid. I mean, this looks like the geology consists of very, very barren plains, and then also a few spires and some mesas and other types of geological features. So I think this is actually where we will need to go. We also have Huldra waiting for us in the Anya Rise region. So this is actually a good spot to go. So we're going to teleport to Anya Rise, to that portal over there, head down to Huldra, and then I think explore a little bit to the north in the arid regions. I do love arid regions. Lots of special adaptations the animals have to survive there. I mean, I grew up in an arid region, so that just makes me feel at home. Although, given the choice, I would not stay in an arid region. I prefer the forests of the area that we are staying at. But let's head on over, shall we? Okay, and here we go. Now, Huldra should be somewhere just to the east here, so we're just going to glide on over. Looks like it could be somewhere around this outcrop over here. And that's where I would be if I were him. I love being around hills and places like that. Although it looks like he could be somewhere a little bit more to this side. Ah, there he is. I see him. Oh, interesting. A new mushroom here. A Reaper Shroom. If I look at the underside here, difficult to see, but it looks like it most likely has got pores on the underside there from which it will be dispersing spores. Interesting little three-headed fungus. So when it actually is young, these three valves over here would most likely be closed and actually pushed against the body there. So the tip over here would most likely be around that section over there, and this entire central stalk over here would be enclosed by the three valves of this head of the mushroom. And then as it ripens, it unfurls these three valves and then starts releasing the spores. Okay, we need a shovel, wow, to actually dig that out. Now, technically you shouldn't be digging out mushrooms like this. You should just be picking them, because if you do dig them out, I mean, you do disturb the mycelium, the actual body of the fungus that is located underground. You're at least disturbing a part thereof. But if you just break it off at ground level, it's like picking an apple. You don't have to saw a whole branch off a tree to pick an apple. You can just pick the apple, and that's exactly what the mushrooms would be. You just pick the fruit instead of digging out a piece of the body of the fungus. And here is Huldra. Hello there, Huldra. What have you got to say? I feel I must apologize, stinking human. The last time you saw me, I was not at my best. You see, I don't like the way the raru fruit makes me feel, but reality makes me feel far worse. First, you humans deforesting and overfarming, destroying all my nature you could get your hands on. Then the withered overtaking this land and absorbing all the life within it, leaving it a sullen dirt clod. And just as the withered begin to settle down, here come the humans again. I'm craving a raru fruit just thinking of all this. But I digress. We did not convene here to discuss this. We are here to regrow the Anya forest. I see you've already created a tropical ecosystem with the Emperor Flower Colossal Seed you received from the Ishaya forest. Good. This will help fertilize the ground. Good. The land is now ready for the sacred forest to be grown. I will require some offerings to provide the sustenance I need to grow the forest. Most likely some things needed to kickstart the pioneer species establishing in this forest and then progressing to more climax species in the community. So we need 100 amity. Oh, will you look at that. We need 3 more cactus. And we need some mushroom caps as well. Okay, so that is what we need to do next. Good to know. Now it does say we are in an arid region, which is absolutely brilliant. Now I think we do need a more open area, so let's go have a look around here. Maybe over here or maybe over here to establish our mining town. So let's go have a look, shall we? We want a relatively flat area, I think, a relatively open area as well. Now there is water down there, and that actually is, I think, a very important consideration when you are settling a town. At least for me, that would be a very important consideration, and at least in real life, if you are settling, you need water close by. A lot of rock formations, most likely carved by the wind blowing through the canyons here. Moderately open area over here, but I think we most likely would be growing our colossal tree more in this type of area. Or maybe we'll grow the colossal tree over here. This does look very interesting. Ooh! New creature! Oh, he's a predator. Looks kind of like a long-distance sprinter, if you ask me. No idea what this animal is that is chasing us. But it is a predator, that's for sure. Oh, we've got a small critter scurrying along here as well. A chivundu. Ah, that's cool. You eat roots and berries, so you're digging up roots and berries. That's what you do, little one. That's cool. They're very speedy. Of course, being in an open area like this, you need to be very fast because, well, there are going to be predators in the area. Like this, whatever this is. That is a wet jaw. Nice. Now, they eat meaty ribs, tender fillet, and roe. But yeah, speed is definitely your friend when you are in the desert environments. I mean, just look at Roadrunner, for example. It does say the Javundu will have sharp claws, which would make sense because it did say they were eating roots, so they need to dig those out, and they would dig those out with their very, very sharp claws. Okay, the wet jaw has been led away, which means we can actually pick up raw meat and bone, I guess. I want sharp claws. There we go, there's a sharp claw. Hello. Wet jaw. Miss. Just leave me. I'm up here, you can't get to me. I think the best spot to actually establish that village is there by the water. So that is where we are heading. We're heading a little bit more to the south here. Close to that water source there, that is where we are going to establish our mining village. Now, if I'm not mistaken, the water will be somewhere in this lower lying area. There we go, that's the water right over there. Which means I think this area is actually a good spot to establish our town. We are in the arid region, as is demarcated by that little symbol right down there. Oh, we've got a barrel cactus. Nice. Oh, and another unobserved critter. What are you? A bun armor. Okay. Bun armor, what do you eat? You eat cacti. Oh, that makes sense. Hello there, little bun armor. So, they kind of look like a little cactus. I guess you are what you eat. Interesting, the thin snout you can see there in the front there. Most likely to actually get in between the spines to nibble a bit on the actual flesh of the cactus. Now, cactus is not something you should be just eating. But these guys most likely are specially adapted to actually eat it. It does look like they also have kind of quite sharp teeth there. Probably to gnaw off the pieces of cactus to then eat. They're very slow, so they most likely are quite well armored. It doesn't really look like it. They don't give us any special bony armor plates or anything along those lines. They also will eat carrots, meaning that they most likely do eat roots of some plants at least. Ah, that is so cool. Okay, so yes, I think this is a good spot to try and establish. Is it? Keeps on telling me something is in the way. So maybe we can't build here? Maybe we need to establish the next ecosystem here. And we actually do need that flat area where the wet jaw was in order to actually establish our mining village. But yeah, this is a good spot. Yeah, this is nice and open. This should do well. Yep, this is where we will build our mining village. Okay, what do we need? Stone, flint, iron ore, and resin. We have all of that at home. But of course, home is so far away, so I'll meet you there in a moment. Ah, we did find a new ruin, the Garden of Chileku, so Queen Chileku's garden. Once glorious garden of a controversial queen. Much political intrigue must have transpired here, so we can rebuild this. Not sure what we need. 2 cob, 15 kelp, some alay leaf, and latex. Now, we have not encountered latex yet. Latex is the sap of some plants, especially in the Euphorbiaceae, the spurge family, and then also in the fig family, in the Moraceae. They will get latex. That's that white milky sap that you see when you break a leaf of a fig tree or a spurge plant. And so to protect the plant, that is its main function, and also to seal wounds and to protect the plant then against microbial infection when they do get a wound. Things like that. Now, in many species, that latex is poisonous, but in others, nope. Like in figs, nope, it is not. Alright, finally at the Zamku Shrine, so now we can just teleport back to Midhaven. There we go, we are back at Midhaven.
Much later.
Alright, so I have grabbed everything we need for both the tropical forest here with Huldra and for the mining village that we need to set up. But we do need 2 more cacti in order to actually restore the sacred forest. So what we are going to do now is just run around on Shingobi on the way back to our new arid village. And on the way there we are going to look to see if we can perhaps find some cacti. Because if we can, that means we will hopefully be able to grab some locally sourced cacti, which we will then plant there at the tropical ecosystem that we are trying to establish, the sacred forest here in the Anya Rise. Now, we technically already harvested 1 barrel cactus. I just did not have a look at what it looked like. Barrel cacti generally are very round in shape, and that is to reduce the surface area exposed to the sun. It's an adaptation to hot environments like this desert environment. This is not it. Oh, this is apparently it. Oh. Okay, interesting. Okay, so the barrel cactus here is not quite as round as I would have expected. You can see there are quite a few spines on there. Those big spines there, those are of course there for defense so that very few things will eat this. But on Earth, barrel cacti would be very, very round in shape. This is not quite a barrel cactus's appearance, at least not on Earth. Let's harvest this. There we go. We actually got 2 cacti from that, which means that we should now be ready to go and restore the sacred forest here in the Anya Rise. So let's actually go do that first. Priorities, you know, and I think restoring a natural ecosystem will take precedence over settling a new environment. Ah, you see, this is a kogu blossom. This is what will give us a kogu fruit, which we need to actually go and feed those leaf snouts. Let's harvest, because we need to feed the leaf snouts twice. Let's actually harvest 2 akogu blossoms while we are at it. And hello Huldra, we are restoring this ecosystem once more. We've got everything, so let's turn it all in. Stand back now, human. Let's see if I've still got it. And there we go. Oh man, I love seeing color return to the land. Now, whether it will be able to survive in this arid region, I don't know. Well now, 2 forests regrown. Perhaps we are not the world's worst team, you and I. An emperor flower colossal seed seems to have sprouted in all the commotion. If you want it, it's yours. It's right behind you. And next up is the sacred forest in the Amani region. Oh, marvelous. Okay, so we're going back to Amani Island. Somewhere. Where is Huldra going to be? Right over there. Oh. Very close to... yeah, to that portal over there. Oh, lovely. I love the fact that we are now going all over the show, restoring these ecosystems. A phoenix torch seed. Oh. Ah, it's going to grow into a phoenix torch colossal tree and creates an arid ecosystem. Okay, so this is what we need in order to regrow our next ecosystem. And now, of course, our next objective is to go and settle the town. Interesting, these creepwing we do have flying here, though, before we head off to go build a town. Long finger-like wings there. Reminds me very much of Glaucus atlanticus, the sea dragon, which is a type of nudibranch that floats in the open ocean. And they float with those little finger-like extensions, extended, flattened on the water surface. And those little creepwing, yeah, they do remind me of those little nudibranchs as well. I do wonder whether this then is a good spot, because we are quite close to the water here, whether this is perhaps a good spot to establish the new tree. This could work. I think we're going to establish it right over here. We are really doing a lot of restoration here, starting a lot of ecosystems, today at least. Oh, that is so beautiful. Okay, and interesting to note that this area does not have the massive trees we have seen in some of the other ecosystems. We've got some big trees here. Very interesting, very reminiscent at least to me of baobabs, which will have these thick succulent trunks. Oh, it is the abao tree, which is obviously very similar to baobab. Oh, that is cool. I think we most likely need iron. No, we don't need an iron hatchet. I'm not going to cut down the one tree that is growing here. I'm going to leave this, for now at least. This reminds me very much of a yucca tree. It is a forked tree though. Okay, so a lot of new plants we have here. Oh, and that is a new creature. Are you friend or are you foe? A goluok. Looks like friend. Very derpy face there. Look at that. Very rounded face. Interesting the sail on the back there as well. Now, that reminds me very much of Dimetrodon as well. But it's a very flappy sail there. I think that is definitely... I mean, look at those bright colors. That is to actually attract a partner. That's for sexual selection. That's not to cool down or heat up or anything along those lines. That sail there is definitely to attract a partner. But interesting, this is an omnivore, so it will eat meat and lettuce. That is what it will also eat. Most likely more of a scavenger than an active hunter. Oh, beautiful though. We'll definitely have a look at them again in future as well. And Hima's Cradle. Huh. This is one thing we are going to harvest because I'm very curious to see what we get from this. We get coal and arid seed from Hima's Cradle. Interesting, very stone-like I guess then, so makes sense. And we do have some arid seeds here as well, so let's just plant those, shall we? I believe we've got either 6 or 7 that we can plant, so let's plant them in this area. Have some more life returning to this environment. Okay, we got a Hima's Cradle back again. Another Hima's Cradle. Another Hima's Cradle. An abawa tree. And another abawa tree. Oh, that's perfect. Okay, one last thing. What do we need? We need to feed creatures in this ecosystem, and we need to have fully grown plants in this ecosystem. Now that fully grown plants, that's going to be quite easy. We just need to feed some of the animals here. That's doable, definitely doable, but we will do that next time. That means we'll then upgrade this ecosystem. Oh, that's marvelous. The last thing for today is to go and build that town. Okay, it should be right up here. There we go. Jat is this town's name. Hello, everybody. We are here to rebuild it. Perfect. And quite marvelous, now we can make large storage boxes as well, which will give us even more storage space. But the new building we are going to make, and we'll do that next time I believe as well, is this clay pit. We just need to make sure that we get all these ingredients. I do believe we've got enough of it at Midhaven. We just bring it over and we can build a clay pit. But I think that is where we are going to be calling it a day, everybody. So thank you very much for joining me on my little adventure here in Aghasba. I hope you enjoyed it. I've had a lot of fun, and I'm looking forward to seeing what we find in the arid region as we explore further as well. So if you've got any questions, please do pop it down in the comments below. Also, if you enjoyed it, please do give a like. And if you haven't yet, please subscribe. Really great to welcome all of you to the Ecology Squad. And until next time, everybody, stay safe. I'll see you all soon. Bye.